Welcome. I'm joined by Imran Sayeed, Chief Technology Officer of NTT Data. Imran, thank you very much for speaking with us. So before I ask you about the services industry in general, let me ask you about what kind of gadgets you're either carrying today or you're dying to in
Sure.
coming months or years.
So one of the things I've been really looking at is the smart home because we just renovated our house. So we recently installed a smart doorbell, a smart lock, a smart bathroom, a smart washer and dryer. I'm looking at a smart bed right now, and smart workout clothes.
Right. And what would a smart bed do? Wake you up?
So the smart bed is
that
actually
would be the
interesting.
least, I'm guessing. Yeah.
Hopefully not too early, right?
Yeah.
But no, the smart bed is really cool. It actually has sensing fibers, so it measures how you change positions on the bed and automatically adjusts the firmness to give you an optimal sleep experience. And in the morning, it also tells you whether you slept soundly or how many times you tossed and turned, and you get all of those analytics as well.
Right.
So that's one example.
Right. So and you said there's a smart home and there's a smart.
There's a smart glass that I've ordered.
Yeah.
There's a smart washer and dryers. The smart toilet, smart doorbell, smart lock. I mean, this thing is becoming amazing.
Right. So say there's security, health, wellness. It's all covered under this.
Entertainment, all of these.
Entertainment.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean, yours obviously is a home worth visiting at some point.
Hopefully, I didn't.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's not too smart and not let me in, right? So,
right.
But yeah, looking forward to it.
So how much of this is already here? I mean, some of it sounds almost futuristic, but you're saying that this is all around the corner.
This is all here. One of the areas where this is really sort of one of the things that's driving this innovation is Kickstarter. Kickstarter and Indiegogo, these crowdsourcing funding sites, are the ones that are allowing people with just amazing ideas to get funded and then create these solutions. Some of the most innovative of these solutions that I talked about have all been funded on Kickstarter.
Right.
So I think that's been a huge engine for growth.
Right. So tell us now, I mean, this sort of fast-changing and exciting world, how does it mesh into the work that you do at NTT Data, both internally as well as for your demanding clients all over?
So what I've been noticing over the last several years, both at NTT Data and also in my work, I'm a professor of entrepreneurship and innovation at the Sloan School of Management at MIT, is that a lot of the technology advances these days are being led in the consumer side, right? Consumers technology or consumer services is really leading the way, and then they get adopted by the enterprise. So what I'm seeing is some of these things have an impact not just on your personal lives, right, in terms of health and wellness and smart homes and all of this, but then they ultimately impact businesses as well, right? Healthcare companies, entertainment companies, sports companies, whatnot. So what this does is gives us a preview into the kinds of issues that our customers, which are businesses, will be facing over the next few years.
So list out the top three, and which are also therefore challenges for you as a company.
Top three areas or opportunities. I mean, one is the single biggest one is the overall digitization of business, right? Every business is going through digitization, and that's one of the areas that we're looking at very closely right now. In fact, I head up our digital offerings as well across the organization. So that's certainly number one. And then I would say closely related to that is you can't do this digital work for corporations without having to worry about security and privacy. That's, as we've seen with all the break-ins and whatnot and consumer concerns, security and privacy is a huge issue. And then the third one, which people don't think about as much, has nothing to do with technology. It has to do with culture and attitude, right? To be able to digitize your business and to be able to service customers in this new paradigm, you need to have an attitude and culture shift in terms of how you work with these technologies, how you try out new ideas, how you fail fast. And that requires a culture shift that we have to look at as well.
And this is a culture shift for large organizations.
It's a culture shift for large organizations and all of the people who are working in those organizations as well. Those employees need to be much more engaged and much more excited and sort of thinking creatively out of the box in terms of the possibilities of digital for their customers.
Right. So, and how are you within NTT Data gearing up for this world, and what do you do to sort of make sure that you are at the cutting edge, apart from of course building a smart home?
Yeah, the smart home is a fun and challenging task. But no, we've set up our a digital practice, which is working with our customers as well as prospects on not just sort of what we call innovating our systems of engagement, but also renovating systems of record, right? You can't just create a fancy front end which isn't talking to your back-end systems to understand inventory or finances or whatnot and have anything of meaningful value, right? So our focus is integrating both of those, right? The innovative systems of engagement with the renovating systems of record. And that's really one of our key focuses as our digital practice and a differentiator for us. The second part of it obviously is that we're part of NTT Group, which is the world's largest ICT. So we're doing a lot of work around the areas of security, privacy, and the infrastructure to enable digital businesses, right? Whether it's things like bandwidth, whether it's storage, and whatnot, whether it's cloud, all of those areas we're very strong in. And then lastly, I would say that we do have a strong organizational change management practice, which focuses on that cultural aspect that I talked about. Because, as I said, you can't look at this just from a technology or process perspective.
So to conclude, the last question, what would be the one key threat and what's the one opportunity that you would advise people who you work with or your clients to watch out for?
Well, the opportunity is tremendous, right? It's to reinvent themselves and provide a better, more immersive experience for their customers, get more insights into what they're looking for, and help that to drive more revenue, profitable growth, right? The challenge is if they don't do it, it is almost guaranteed that a disruptor will come into their industry and do that for them.
And that's perhaps happening at a much faster pace than ever before.
In every single industry, and it's happening incredibly fast. The pace of innovation is becoming faster and faster, right? It took 40 years to reach 50 million users for radio. It took 6 months for Angry Birds to reach 50 million users. So the pace of innovation is incredible at this point.
And that's a good note to end on, and a note that should also, I guess, warn those who are perhaps not being as proactive as they should be.
Absolutely.
Imran, thank you very much for speaking with us.
Thank you.